and welcome to another episode of Lexx Education, the comedy science podcast, where comedian me, Laura Lexx, tries to learn science from her in the same room, brother Ron.
Same room.
Hi, Ron.
Hello.
We've actually been together and the eye contact's weird. I hate it. I don't know. I have to look at you.
Last time we recorded in the same room, we sat next to each other and we didn't have to just intensely stare.
Yeah, we're sort of both squatting around Ron's bed because child of the podcast is having a bath. So we thought we'd come out here so that squawking didn't feature on the intro. Now it's
we're
just
kneeling,
weird.
kneeling by a futon in a garage.
Yeah, Ron's hutch. This is where he's staying while he stays with me. We've had a nice weekend though, haven't we?
Yep. Sister of the podcast.
And some nephews of the podcast. And brother-in-law of the podcast. They all came visiting.
And shitty dog of the podcast.
Oh, I like him.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
He's a big old lump.
He is a big lump.
Aww. Anyway, hello, welcome everyone. I've got backache. That's what's happening with me.
I'm really tired.
Ron's really tired. I just had a cry when I said goodbye to older sister of the podcast. So that's where we are right now, a little bit sunstroked, and I think maybe we're going to have a second wind because we're about to do the cook along with Ron.
I just drank some water and I feel better.
I will never drink water, it's disgusting. So big news this week. We've got 2 bonus things going out this week, and hey, if that isn't worth your £3 a month, what do we have to do? Just fucking pay us.
We're doing a good job.
Some podcasts have thousands of patrons, and they're nowhere near as bewilderingly niche and wonderful as this one.
One of the podcasts that I subscribe to on Patreon has a £45 a month tier.
That's insane. We would never ask for that. Because of things like that we don't edit out. So look, £3 a month, and just this week, that'll get you. You can watch the cook-along, which we're about to make a Greek feast.
It's not necessarily Greek food.
Oh, is it not?
Middle Eastern food.
Middle Eastern food?
I don't think falafel's Greek.
Oh, okay.
And I think hummus is claimed by, Israel.
Everywhere.
Yeah. But we're making hummus, falafel, tzatziki, this is where my thing, I don't know how to pronounce it, comes out. Tabbouleh? Tabbouleh?
I don't know. Tivoli? Boule? Bowls. Tabulating. Tibbles.
I don't have internet out here, so I
Tomboy.
can't. Let me check on my phone.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, that thing, couscous, basically, making that.
There's no couscous in
I'm
it.
going to do some flatbreads if the bread dough proves. If not, I don't know, I'll make Ron eat a spoonful of raw bread dough live on the cook-along. So, hey, if you sign up, you can watch that. That will be, it won't be live anymore, but you can watch the video. And also this Friday, we've got the first pop quiz. The latest in... What's happening?
Wait.
Tabbouleh. That's how you
We're
pronounce it.
making tabbouleh salad.
Tabbouleh. We're going to make some tabbouleh salad. Skip to, that's the next note.
Skip to the Patreon and have a nice time.
And you'll get the pop quiz this Friday, plus everything else we've ever put out. So, hey, just do it. Hey, we deserve financial
And the pop
love.
quiz, surprising.
Yeah. Listen, it's episode 50 this week, the big 50.
Yep.
As a special treat for you, Ron, do you know what I've done?
No.
I've left in nearly all the thinking time so that you always say that you don't want it edited out so that people don't think I'm quicker than I am. There are some honking great chunks of thinking time, and I've left them in just for you.
Lovely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Trigger warning for Dead Man Chat.
Yes, so at the top of the show, we discuss a funeral procession for a while. It's very light-hearted on our part, so if that's going to be a bit close to the bone for you, or just something you don't want to hear people joking about, absolutely fine. Skip around 6.5 minutes at the end of this intro, and you'll just skip all of us chatting about what the correct etiquette is for seeing a funeral procession.
It's not morbid, but it's flippant.
It's flippant, yes. And yeah, those are the notes, really. I really loved this episode this week. There are so many seasons of emotion.
Because we record these quite far in advance, and then we listen to them before we record the intros, outros, so that we know what to talk about and what's been going on and stuff. And it is always kind of embarrassing how much our own podcast makes me laugh.
Yeah, I hard agree. So there you go. Pop quiz on Friday. Cook along with Ron, live now. You're all wonderful. I particularly enjoyed Jasper's passionate defence of wind on social media this week.
Ever heard about the hairy ball problem?
No?
The hairy ball problem is like a wind thing in physics because wind's always got to be going somewhere, right?
Oh, probably.
Well, yeah, because if air's still, then it's not wind.
Okay.
So then imagine that you've got a hairy ball.
No, because if I say I've got wind, that is just wind inside me.
Yes, but that's a fart. That's not actual wind, isn't it? So if you imagine you've got a hairy ball and then you're combing it, which is a metaphor for the wind going around the world, then there will be a spot somewhere where all of the hair is going away from it, and then so that means that there's always a spot on the earth where there's no wind.
Yeah, I believe that. There's loads of time when it's not windy.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Why is that? What? Oh, fucking physics, man! It's such a bellend. What a waste. Anyway, enjoy this non-physics episode.
How do we save that for the intros, outros?
I think we bloody reference it, Ron. Big 50, 50. 50 in.
50!
Yeah. 50 bloody episodes, Ron. That's a shiny day at the podcast mine.
God, that's half of 100.
Yeah.
10% of 500.
Yeah.
Almost a year's worth.
Nearly.
Nearly a year's worth.
Yeah.
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 Do you think we've improved?
What is improvement?
I
like how Mike often says in the socials, he goes back and listens to the beginning, and he says something, he's like, oh, a lot of what we love about it was already there from episode 1, which sort of makes me go, like, some podcasts you do have to listen to 5 or 6 and then go, all right. Have you ever, do you ever find a podcast you really love and you listen to a modern episode and then you go back and try and listen to an old one and you're like, nah, you've not nailed this yet? Whereas he makes me feel like we really found our feet from day one.
I think it's just natural charisma and talent combined with having known each other quite a long time.
Yeah, and a lot of hard work on my part to learn science, and on your part to teach science.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a professional science student, and you're not a professional science teacher.
No. No.
There's not much of a party atmosphere here at our 50th birthday, is there?
No. Well, it's more of a death march towards the grave, isn't it?
Is it?
Life, yeah.
Oh. I'm not really marching, I'm skipping. I'm looking at the clouds as I go. I saw a funeral parade today.
Anyone you know?
No.
Yeah, fuck them then.
Oh, Ron.
What?
I didn't really know what to do when it went past, so I did the sign of the cross, even though I'm not religious. Well, I just felt like I should do something to show respect, and I didn't really know what that was, so I did that.
Could have saluted.
Yeah, maybe. It said Nan, though, not like Admiral or anything. So
You can salute women.
I know you can salute women, but
Nans can be admirals.
yeah. And listen, if you're listening and you're a Nan and an Admiral, I'm not trying to marginalise you. It just didn't feel like the obvious thing to do to salute. It's not a magpie, is it? It's a coffin. I just was having a little all right.
I love that you wanted something Nan-specific to do. You're going to walk ahead of the hearse, sprinkling shreddies on the road or something.
It wasn't. I don't think a cross is Nan specific. I just
Yo,
don't have that
can't
long.
salute a Nan.
What would you have done? Just nothing. Just looked away.
Flick the V's.
You wouldn't.
Get in the ground, you old hag.
Stop calling that poor person a hag.
She
Poor
might have been
Nan.
so evil.
She might have been.
Yeah,
There wasn't anybody in the car following the coffin.
probably was there.
But then who
Wait.
hired just an empty car to go by? I was hoping they were probably on their way to pick up the family.
Maybe. Wait, they drove the hearse to the family.
Yeah, I don't know.
That feels weird for me. I figured you went to the mortuary and then you picked up the body and then you went with it to wherever it was getting blown up or something. I didn't realise they've got something for you to sign for. Do you want to come drive to the place?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, Ron. I've only been in one funeral procession and I can't remember where we found the coffin.
Whose was that?
Grandma's.
Yeah, I remember flicking the visa.
You did not. You were like 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Hey, are you a funeral director? Do you listen to Lexx Education? Let us know.
What is the most appropriate way to react to a passing dead nan?
I think my little cross was fine. Thank
What
you.
if she was Jewish?
Yeah. Then I don't know.
I think you either salute on the assumption that Nan was an admiral.
All right, from now on, I will. Every single funeral I see, I'm going to salute just in case they were an admiral. That's the new rule. That's going to be. You know how you can find out who also listens to Adam and Joe by shouting Stephen and see who responds. If a funeral goes past and someone else is saluting, you'd be like, "Oh my god, they're elaborate. Let's go."
None of our listeners listen to Adam and Joe.
How do you know?
Nobody reacted to...
One person did.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I tell you what, so hang on, we've not said any of the information necessary for this. Ron posted a clip of Taffin. Maybe you shouldn't be living here.
What goes on in this town is none of your business.
But one, Twitter just squashes links in tweets. It doesn't show them in the algorithm. And 2, it didn't show a preview of what was happening. It just showed a little link. And
Yeah, but if they were real fans, they'd have clicked.
yeah, I agree. But one person did, I believe. I believe that tweet got 1 like.
That might have been me, though.
Aww. Cutie.
Well, let's get on to some science. I'm glad that we had some Dead Nan chat at the top of the show. Because I think this is going to be a really dull episode, to be honest.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so you remember what we were studying in our last chemistry session?
No. Hang
You
on.
mentioned it earlier.
Electrolysis. Oh, yeah. Uncle Fester in the bath. Hi, buddy.
Yeah. So we're doing more electrolysis
Oh,
in
that
this.
is some scant notes.
There's not that much to it.
So why is it coming up again?
Because so last time we did electrolysis, the process of electrolysis, we kind of did the fundamentals.
Oh, I think they
Emphasis
should
on-
rename those the Duldamentals. Wah, wah. Wow, this is episode 50 though. Shouldn't this be all fancy pants?
No, because we can't do a bicentenary. You can't do a 50 special and then do a year special as well.
Why
That's too many
not?
specials.
Party people party all the time. I don't know how that song goes. Party
a song?
people party hard. That's it. Party people party hard all the time. I'm too tired now. This is like the 4th thing we've recorded today.
Yeah.
I've lost my attention span.
Yeah.
Are you going to go and see the Barbie movie?
No.
I'm going to. Look at my Barbie coloured pens.
That's nice. I feel I'm bored of the Barbie movie. I feel like they announced it years ago.
Maybe you're too online these days.
I mean, that's almost certainly true, but also I don't care about it.
Oh, I quite want to see it.
Fair. I never, yeah. You're big. I want to see it more now I know Michael Cera's in it.
I thought everybody in acting was in it.
I don't know.
No, me neither, really.
Anyway,
the thing is, what I really mean is those are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen.
I got some new protein powder and it's really gross.
You can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but, well, now that it's done. Oh, hey, I hope you don't mind.
Why are you just
I hope you don't mind.
reciting Elton John lyrics?
Very tired. Oh, how are we? I thought you got in the quiet chair.
No, I went for a pee.
Why are you back in the noisy chair?
Do you want me to move to the quiet chair?
I want you to begin in the quiet chair.
Alright, I'll move to the quiet chair.
Fuck.
But on the 4th record of the day, I didn't think it was a priority.
You told me you'd already changed to it.
I bloody didn't.
You did, because you made up some sob story about having been at work all day, and so by the time you got round to doing this, that you didn't have prioritised changing into that chair.
Yeah, and that's still true, even though I didn't.
God, if you ever get fired, I want it to say in your notes, his noisy chair during meetings ruined productivity and the quarterly crunchies.
Please don't fire me so that you can do a report.
I will.
Hang on, I'm just rolling my sleeves.
Why are you doing that now? We're 11 and a half minutes into the episode and we've done not a jot of science. And now you're just warming up your forearms.
It's not my fault we've not done any science.
Whose fault is it then?
Both of ours.
I had a nice moment with a dead man and you mocked me for 20 minutes.
I just think it's weird.
I just think you should show some respect when someone dead goes past you.
Anyway, so we're doing electrolysis. We're doing more electrolysis.
Oh, giddy.
So last time we mainly talked about electrolysis in aqueous solutions, didn't
Wet
we?
solution.
Things dissolved in water. Just before we get started, so that very.
Don't ask me to recap last week, please.
Let's just have a quick bash out of what electrolysis is.
Okay, go.
Go on then.
No, you go.
No.
After you, sir. I couldn't possibly. Ron just genuflected like an absolute rascal. Okay. I've done it.
Go on then.
I just did. Did the internet go down?
Yep, so it didn't record, so do it again.
No, it will have recorded my end, don't worry, because
No.
I've got the clean feed here.
No. Just do it, please.
I have. You can hear it back in the edit. Open your eyes and come back to the microphone. Ron. Wake up, Ron. Wake up, Ron. It's all a dream. Ron.
Have I ever told you about the wake up bit that we do with our friend Ross?
No.
So this has been going on for maybe like 8 years now. But just every now and again, someone will just, be lots of our friends around, be doing something interesting or something. Or maybe sometimes it'll just be a mundane day at home or something and hanging out. Someone will just look him in the eyes and just go, "Wake up, Ross. You have to wake up. Wake up." And we've just been doing it for years. just to freak him out.
That's so mean. He's already quite unbalanced. Poor
It's
Ross.
very funny.
Aww. Okay. Electrolysis 2, let's go.
No, just quickly tell me what electrolysis is.
Ask me a question about it and I'll tell you.
All right. Describe the process of electrolysis for 3 marks.
It goes left to right, through the water, upsy downsies, H pluses. Cathode
You just don't
anode.
need to just give some information.
I am giving you tons of information.
You just know you do it more better.
No, because when I give more detail, you find more problems with it.
But just what are you doing to the water?
Sparking it. You're shrugging. Putting the sparko through it. Zzzt.
Use... Dude, this is the moo cow. Use words. Better words.
Put in charge, current through it. Currenting
Yes, you
it.
put a current across it.
Current
Yes.
across it.
And then
Hot cross a current button.
what happens in the water?
Electrolysis. Breaks up the molecules.
Molecules?
Atoms? Molecules.
Ions! Jesus Christ.
Ions.
I can't believe they let you operate heavy machinery.
They don't. Who would ever let me do that?
You drive everywhere all the time. You're a real gas guzzler.
Yeah. Fuck the planet. You know me.
That's how you flick the V's at dead nans. Fucking the planet.
Poor me.
What happens, Laura?
I just
what
told
happens
you!
when you apply the current
Oh,
across the solution? What needs to be in the solution?
the sticks.
No! What's in solution? Why are you thick like this?
You put the sticks in.
Yes, but what's in solution? What's there?
Ions.
So
Soluble
what have you
salts.
dissolved?
Soluble
Yes!
salts.
Yes!
That was made from acid and it kept reacting.
Okay, then what do you get at the anode?
Minuses.
What forms at the anode?
Depends what soluble salt it was.
What forms at the anode?
Depends what soluble salt it was.
What forms at the anode? What forms at the anode?
I do not know, Ron.
What forms at the
I
anode?
think you get H pluses at the cathode.
Would you get those at the cathode?
Yeah? Because the cathode is negative.
No, the cathode's positive.
Hang on, let me change my notes from last week. Okay, so at the anode you get H pluses.
Wait. Yeah, the anode's negative.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've just Googled it. Because you made me doubt myself. Wait, what? Anode is the positive part?
Yeah.
But then why is Google telling me the opposite?
Google's a liar.
Oh,
I agree.
I'm so confused. The anode's negative.
Are you sure, Ron?
No, I'm not. Hang on, let me look at the syllabus.
Positive.
Yeah, the anode's positive.
Are you
That's
sure,
really
Ron?
Google it though, because it does say both on there.
I vaguely remember it being the anode being positive, and that's what I've got written down.
Yeah, I've just looked at the syllabus and it is that way. So, right. So then what happens is you get The negatively charged ions move to the anode. The positively charged ions move to the electrode. Yeah?
What?
Negatively charged ions move to the anode. Positively charged ions move to the cathode.
Yeah. So at the cathode, you get H pluses.
Yes. Yes, you do. God, I'm losing it now. All right, so that's what we did last week. We had a great time. This week, what we're doing? How long have we been recording?
21 minutes.
I think that's a record for no new content.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So now we're going to talk about the electrolysis of molten ionic compounds.
Crikey. I'm a bit hungry.
I just drank a really horrible protein shake.
Why did you do that?
Because I ordered a new flavour because I thought it'd be nice, but it's not. It's awful, and I've got 2.5 kilograms of it.
What does it taste of?
It's supposed to be chocolate brownie, but it tastes gross.
Put it in your cereal in the mornings.
I don't eat cereal in the mornings.
Start having cereal in the mornings and put it in that.
That's empty calories. I think that undoes the point of it. I'll just have to start putting it in the food I am eating, like a toasty or...
Pro-toasty. Prosty. A prosty. A protein toasty.
So, Laura, what do you think happens when you do electrolysis over a molten ionic compound?
Whoa. I don't know at all, Ron.
Or have a think.
I think negatives would go to the anode and positives to the cathode.
Negative watts.
Ions.
Woo! Yes. So let's say that we've got some lead bromide. Okay. We've melted it. We've got a steaming hot cup of lead bromide. We're going to put in an anode and a cathode. They have to be inert, these electrodes. We don't want them to react, because something like that's molten, that's going to be quite reactive. Okay. What's going to form at the cathode and what's going to form at the anode?
Should that be enough information? Really?
Yes. I'm not going to speak again till you've worked it out. Dead air.
I'll fucking speak then, you piece of shit. You can't ask me.
Did you just throw up?
Just swallow my air. You can't ask me to think and run the podcast.
Talk us through your thoughts.
I haven't got any thoughts. I'm trying to find fucking bromide on the periodic table. I don't know where it is. Fucking fuck you. Fuck you. I found lead. What's he up to? 82. What does that mean? Bromide. Oh my god, I hate this. Bromide. What is that? BR? Probably not. Bromine. That's probably the same. Chloride, chlorine. We'll call that bromide then. 35. I'm supposed to know from that which one's going to get big and small. I don't know.
What's lead? What's lead?
Metal.
Yeah, and what do metals do?
Pull
How do you
their
know?
electrons.
How do you know metals?
Pull their electrons!
How do you know something's a metal, something's not a metal?
You look at it, and if it's a metal, it's a metal.
No.
Shiny and metal-like. Unless it's salt. That's a metal. And a banana. It pulls its electrons.
That's not the definition. Because graphene pulls its electrons as well, doesn't it?
Well, then it's a metal.
Is graphene a metal?
Yes.
No. So what's the other definition of a metal, Laura? Dead. Laura,
I don't know.
what's the other definition?
I don't know, Ron! I don't know.
What type of ion
No,
does
stop
a
asking me
non-metal
questions.
form?
Stop asking me questions.
What type of ion does a non-metal form?
I don't know, Ron.
Think about the non-metals that you know, like
What?
chlorine.
Smells? What's the question?
What type of ion does it form?
I have no fucking idea.
Think about salt.
Yeah?
Table salt. What's that?
NaCl.
And what are those ions?
Salt?
What are the two ions?
Na and Cl.
What charge are they?
I don't
They're
know,
ions.
Ron.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. How many electrons does sodium have in its outer shell?
I have no idea.
How many electrons does sodium have in its outer shell?
I don't know.
How many electrons
know.
does sodium have in its outer shell?
You're making me hysterical. I don't know. Anymore.
Where's sodium?
Three.
Why would it be three?
Because it's in the three.
Why would it be
It's
three?
in the three
its
column.
outer shell.
It's in the three column.
It's not in the 3 column. It's fucking not.
Oh, the
Have
row.
you
It's
got
in the third
columns
row.
and rows?
It's in the third row.
No, so that means it's got 3 shells of electrons, doesn't it? So how many electrons does it have in its outermost shell?
I don't know. 1?
Yes. We have been through this and through this and through this. That we have gone through this, and not only just through this, we have gone through the fundamental building blocks of knowledge that you need to put this together so many times, and it's crazy. So, what's the other ion? How many electrons does chlorine have in its outer shell?
I don't know.
Count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
No.
What?
What row is it in?
17.
Yeah, but there's not one in every single space in its row, is there?
What?
The row that chlorine's in isn't complete, is it? There are 10 missing.
No?
Yes.
Why? What? What?
We honestly, like,
I think my periodic table's broken then. What do you mean?
So it goes sodium, magnesium, and then there's a big fucking gap, and then it goes aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, doesn't it?
No.
Show me yours. Show it to me.
Sodium.
Okay, move to the left. Yeah. So I'm seeing sodium and magnesium, then I'm seeing a big fucking gap.
I counted all of those.
Yeah, don't count the gap.
It's not a gap. It's just they're lower down. They're just
Exactly,
lower
they're in
down.
the row below. It's a gap. The way that
You did not tell me that.
Sometimes you're like an alien pretending to be a human with these bizarre, perverse leaps in logic.
No. Nobody said, oh, you only count the columns for the rows. It's over there.
Yeah, but there's a big gap.
In the top bit, not lower down.
In the row that chlorine's in.
Never told me to count like that.
To count the... No, but I did the
If
second
a
time.
sandcastle is 10 centimetres wide, the turrets are still 10 apart, even though the other wall is lower.
But it's not a fucking sandcastle.
But that's how I was thinking about it as.
I know that it looks a bit like a
Yeah,
sandcastle,
it does,
but I
doesn't
need
it? I've
you
been
to
thinking
think
that for
about it
weeks.
more critically than that.
I won't. So
how many electrons are in chlorine's outer shell?
One.
Don't count all of them, or one's in different...
Fuck.
Don't count diagonally.
7.
Yes. How many would fill up chlorine's outer shell? Which elements on the periodic table have full outer shells?
The ones at the top.
What, hydrogen and helium?
Yeah.
Does hydrogen have a full outer shell? You think
No.
it's just those two and none of the other ones? Question.
Yeah.
So hydrogen's got 1 electron, you know that.
Yeah.
Helium's got 2. If these two...
I can't hear you anymore, Ron. We're back after some technical difficulties, and I've calmed down a bit.
Okay, where did we get up to?
I think we'd finished.
Oh yeah, you'd said that the ones at the top of the periodic table had full outer shells, and I said hydrogen and helium, and you said yes. And then I was asking
Yeah.
if hydrogen has 1 electron and helium has 2, and they've got full shells, and they're the only ones with full shells, how could any of the other elements have any electrons more than 2?
Oh, they can't.
What are you doing? You're not listening.
I am listening carefully. What would you like me to say now?
So which atoms on the periodic table have full outer shells?
Group 8.
The noble gases, yes. So, what happens when sodium meets chlorine?
How does me knowing about Group 8 help that?
Because it's just about you, whether you understand the periodic table.
I don't. I don't, Ron. What should we do now?
What happens when sodium meets chlorine?
Don't know, Ron.
What happens to the electrons?
They share them. Covalent.
No, it's
Ionic
not
bonds.
covalent.
Ionic bonds. Ionic bonds.
Sodium's got
One
one
borrows one of the
electron.
other.
Yeah.
And then they're magnet to each other.
Yep. And then what type of ion is the sodium?
Metal ion. Metal ion?
What charge does it have?
I don't know, Ron.
Why
Depends if it
not?
lost or took an
Well,
electron.
which one does it?
I don't know. Negative. It's a negative electron.
Why is it negative?
Ion. Because it lost an electron.
And electrons have a charge of?
Negative.
So if it lost the negatively charged electron, would it then
It's
have
a
an...
positive.
Yeah, it's a positive. Right, there we go. That's the point we're trying to get to. So what type of ions do metals form?
What were we just talking about?
Sodium.
So they form negative ones.
No, they form positive.
They form positive ones. Metals form positive ions.
So what type of ion would lead form?
A positive ion.
And what type of ion would bromide form? What type of ion is bromide?
Bromide is an other non-metal, so a negative ion.
Okay, so which electrode are they going to go to?
Depends what you've Googled. But to my mind, the lead is going to go to the cathode and the bromide is going to go to the anode.
Yep, very well done. Okay, the next thing that we're going to talk about, because I can't believe how long we've been doing this. We're going to talk about...
Is this biology? No, this is chemistry.
electrolysis to extract metals.
Electrolysis to extract metals. All right.
Do you know the commonly used metal
Gold.
that electrolysis is used to extract it?
Tin.
Maybe, I don't know, but it's aluminium as well.
All the fight's gone out of you.
Electrolysis is used if the metal's too reactive to react with carbon. To be used to be reduced by carbon in the same way that like iron.
It's a rain episode.
Large amounts of energy.
Ron, it's raining.
Large amounts of energy are used in the extraction process to melt the compounds and then produce the electrical current across it, okay?
No. What?
We're using electrolysis to extract metals from their ores, okay?
Okay. Why?
Because they're too reactive to use carbon.
It was too reactive, so we couldn't poke it. Ron, I know I can't learn extra when you do it in monotone. Ron, we either need to stop or you need to pep it.
I'm really crashing.
Sick up your protein. It's broken you.
Right. When do we use electrolysis to extract metals, Laura?
When they're too reactive.
Because they react with the carbon. You can't use carbon to reduce them. It takes a lot of energy to do this because you have to first melt the metal ore, so that it's a liquid.
Metal or what?
And then you have to apply an electrical current across it.
It was just a joke. It was a Joko. Joko Ono. Joko. Oh no. Ron, I demand stoppage. If that doesn't tickle you, you are going to be a grump for the rest of the game. So we're out if that's not even funsies for your tumsies.
Word Joko.
And then Joko, oh no, like Yoko Ono.
I've been watching a lot of that Beatles documentary. Yoko Ono's in it a lot. It's very interesting.
Do you fancy her?
No. She keeps doing this weird thing where she just screams.
I would scream too if I was married to a Beatle.
Yeah, and he did like to hit her.
Oh no, did he?
John Lennon wasn't a good person.
No, okay, I'll believe you.
Large amounts of energy are used in the extraction process to melt the compounds and then produce the electrical current. Why would we apply an electrical current across the molten metal ore?
To fizz it about, get the ions apart.
For electrolysis, yes, because what forms at the cathode?
Positive metal ion.
The metal, yeah. So...
Talking to me like I'm a rubble heap.
It's not a bad analogy. Yeah, so aluminium's manufactured like this, remember?
Aluminium. Imagine that tinfoil with owls on it.
That was weak.
A little owl in aluminium foil armour. I'm your knight in shining armour. Twiddle.
You need sleep.
I do. I'm exhausted.
We're going to finish very soon.
And then I'm going to work.
Do you have a gig tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. Are you driving there?
Yeah.
That's worrying.
Yeah.
And this might be the last episode.
Imagine that owl.
I think that's it, actually. I think we can stop.
Okay. What a lesson. That went to all of the extremes, didn't it?
I liked the start.
Oh, fuck, I didn't write anything down again. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. It's the worst notes since I got the gel pens. It's the worst notes.
What is it with you in the pop stand?
Is she
Why does she love the
kissing on the
pop
pop stand again?
Yeah, that's how she just pushed the mic over.
She loves your pop stand, that cat. That came out very West Country.
Yeah.
Oh, she loves that pop stand, that cat. Didn't
Oh,
her?
my lover, you like a pop stand?
Ooh.
If I told this is the story of the most West Country man I've ever seen
I don't know.
on the podcast before. It's when I was in Cornwall with some friends like 18 months ago. We were having like breakfast at like a cafe sat outside in the sun, and there's like the most classic farmer man sat on the table next to us. You know, he's beetroot red from being in the sun too much and wearing like a faded baseball cap. And then, apropos of nothing, he says to the people at his table, "You know the only good kind of rapper? A sweet rapper." And then everyone at the table creased themselves. Oh, it was great.
Oh. Why does he hate rappers so much?
Yeah, I mean, bad joke, farmer's tan, implicit racism.
Oh, I love it. It's just got everything. Everything. Oh. How are you, Ron?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm all right, yeah. Now, good Lord, there are no notes.
We covered 2/5 of fuck all in the last
There are
episode.
4 words on my page. There's a colon, though, which suggests I was intending to write more and never did. Like, if I died, people would assume I was murdered mid-lesson. Because it looks like a clue to something. It's not.
Do you remember what we were studying?
Electrolysis.
What are those 4 words?
Electrolysis, inert lead bromide. But I have managed to use about 6 different gel pens.
No, so we were doing electrolysis of molten ionic compounds last time.
Oh,
yeah, we were.
Yeah.
But then
You got mad at me about the electronic
I got
table.
quite mad at you because Yeah, you didn't know what an ion is. You didn't know anything about the
Ion
periodic
has
table.
charge.
So, there's 9 marks available in this quiz, Laura.
Christ, 9 marks out of 4 words. Let's go. Okay, come on, Laura.
First question. What's the difference between an atom and an ion?
An ion has a charge
Why?
because it has gained or lost an electron.
What is a molecule?
A molecule is more than one atom in a collection.
I need more.
It's like a joining. It's a bond. It's some bonded atoms. At least 2 bonded atoms.
I need more.
I don't know anymore. Bye, Gnocchi. Now Ron looks sad that she's gone. She's gone to stare at the door.
Just checking she's really gone. No, 2 atoms that are covalently bonded together.
Oh, is a molecule covalent?
Yes, it is, Dory. What's an ionic compound?
That's some atoms that are joined via an ionic bond, which is where one atom gains or loses an electron to the other one, and then they're chargingly stuck together.
I'll give it to you, yes. Please explain what a row in the periodic table represents. A row is an acrosser.
A crosser. What it represents?
Yes.
How many rings it has?
How many electron shells? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Explain, please, what a column in the periodic table represents.
How many electrons are in the outermost ring?
Absolutely. So how many electrons are in
She's coming
lithium's
back.
outer shell?
She's lurking in the doorway over your shoulder.
No, she's facing the other way.
Oh, it's hard to tell. She's a black cat. Lithium. Lithium has 1 electron in its outer shell.
How many electrons does fluorine have in its outer shell?
And I have to skip the dip, right? I think I have to skip the dip. I think this is what we rowed about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Absolutely. What's the definition of a metal?
Yeah, we argued about this. A metal is a metal is an element that forms a negative ion?
No, a positive ion.
Oh, fuck. Pretty
Is
good,
lithium
though.
A metal?
What?
Is lithium a metal?
Yes.
So what kind of ion would lithium form?
Positive.
Because
Because it's a metal.
But why would it form a positive ion? See, this is the problem with modern schooling, is that when I'm asking you a straight question, fine, you can rattle that off, but like, getting you to sort of use it a little bit just crumbles.
Why? Why would that be? Because is it because it's only got 1 electron in its outer shell?
Yeah, so it's easy for it to lose that electron, isn't it?
If you say so.
Because there's only 1 of them.
If there were 2, would they hold hands and stay together?
No.
So why does there being 1 rather than 2 ones make a difference? If they're both negative.
Do you actually want to know?
I can't be expected to remember things I don't understand.
Well, if you think, remember we were doing it like like we're sat at a table playing a board game. Now, if you're sat on your own, you're going to have a high propensity to go to someone else's table and play a board game with them. Whereas at the other end of the scale, Fluorine's got 7 out of 8 seats at its table full. So it's quite easy for Fluorine to entice in another electron to come play at its table.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep, got ya.
And when we do A level, I'll explain why, but not now.
I'm doing really well on this quiz.
You are, yes, which really makes me wonder why you were being so thick and wrong last time.
I don't think I was.
You were. Which metal did we discuss that gets extracted by electrolysis?
Oh, yeah. Well, bromide. Come on, forwards.
No,
No?
it wasn't. No, because bromide's not a metal, is it? A, it's an ion, and B, it's an ion from bromine, which is in the same column, i.e. group, as fluorine and chlorine and iodine and astatine, none of which, well, astatine might be a metal, actually, I'm not sure. But my point is no.
Well, didn't get that one.
Aluminium.
Never heard of it.
And that's the end of the quiz. 1 on what happened last week, the rest on revision.
And I got that one wrong. What a terrible lesson you taught. You should be very ashamed of yourself.
Do
you know what my favourite part of this episode was, Will?
Was it the soundscape of gel pens?
Stop reading my notes.
We have the same notes. I pretended I didn't know what the special treat for episode 50 was at the beginning. Sorry.
Yeah, it was how much you could hear the gel pens. I just really enjoyed. I could picture myself playing with them and trying to think of what answer you wanted.
Yeah. There is a lot of rattling in the background of our podcast.
It's real rattly.
Yeah. It was a rain episode.
Oh, it had been so, Belgium has been so dry lately.
Yeah, dry. Belge,
dry spring.
Belge.
Dry Belge.
Dry Belge.
A dry Belgian beer. But finally a rain episode. And I was so nostalgic for it and you just basically ignored it.
Yeah, because it was rain.
Yeah, but I feel like so many of our early episodes were rain episodes. And it was a really lovely thing.
Yeah, it's just, it's not something...
And then it was back and you just weren't even a bit nostalgic for the rain.
For the weather.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's sunny when we record.
Yeah, but that doesn't interrupt the... Well, sometimes it does because you get really hot and then you go, I'm so hot. And your laptop whirs. But join the Patreon so we can afford better recording stuff so the weather doesn't affect it so much. Yeah, basically that's the end of it. Join the Patreon. Could you do that? No, what I was going to say is, hey, look, we know that some of you just can't afford the Patreon, and we totally understand. Another thing you could do is leave us a review. We got a lovely review this week that I loved, and it really made me feel good because I got all jealous. Somebody else was thanking their patrons, and they had in the 5 digits of patrons, and I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, why does nothing I do ever take off like that? And then somebody left just this amazing, lovely review, and I went back to my usual mode, which is, I know I don't make mainstream stuff, but I make stuff that people love. So if you get a chance to leave a review, Canada, I think, is currently winning in terms of popular reviews, and Ireland. We have some lovely Irish reviews and some lovely Canadian reviews. If you want to represent your country, jump on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review, click the 5 button on Spotify, smash those reviews there. Come on, let's do it.
Please.
Just want to make something real.
Wind, wait.
It is
Can you hear the wind twisting
really
the building
windy
that we're in?
Yeah.
It's a dusty shack.
Can you hear my baby starlings too? I've got baby starlings. They're in the roof of your hutch.
Yeah.
There's also no curtains on the room. We're making Ron sleep in. He's so tired. Yeah. Anyway, we love you very much. Cook Along with Ron up now on the YouTube and
happening in 32 minutes in real life.
Oh God, we need to get in there and clean the kitchen. Pop quiz out this Friday. We love you. We hope you love us. You're the best.
Time for the Patreon roll call.
Well, see, if you don't put it in the notes. How am I
It's
supposed
in
to
the
remember?
notes.
It's not in the notes.
I'm not connected to the internet.
Well, then it's not in the fucking notes, is it? You absolute bandwidth.
Look at us. We can...
We should take a photo of this recording because it's so pathetic. You know when people put out videos of the podcast and it's like two dudes sat in little chairs with big headphones on, just chatting absolute nonsense and just making each other laugh about what bros they are. We should post videos of us squatting round a futon together. No, I think it's got to go from the other direction one so it gets your messy bed in the background.
No.
Here we go. We're taking this picture live. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Pete Stanton. Pete is Ron's window cleaner. He waits until he hears that there's been a rain episode and then comes over so that they're mostly clean anyway and he doesn't have to work that hard.
Thank you to Jonathan Tompkins, who runs a little taverna off the beaten path in sunny Mykonos, where they serve exclusively the delicious dishes from the cook-along Lexx Education special. They're not always packed with diners, but the regulars there are the best in the world.
Yeah. Thank you very much to Becky Pogby. Becky is in charge of checking blood pressure before and after records to make sure that neither Ron nor Laura burst a blood wrestle from Blood
wrestle.
Blood wrestle from Vage. Blood wrestle from Vage was an early WWE wrestler who died, actually, of tetanus. So far, Becky has kept us both alive, and we are intermittently grateful for that.
And finally, thank you to another Becky, this one with a CKIE, who is a special Nan hearse driver.
I still don't know how I feel about all that Nan chat at the top. I feel like it's really disrespectful and it like outdid all my good genuflecting. Anyway, have a lovely week, everyone.
Class dismissed.
Some people say awful stuff on podcasts and just don't give a shit. And I just say I saw a funeral procession and then I'm like, should I edit the whole thing out? God, I wish I thought less and cared less. It'd just be so much easier.
Just flick the nans, the V's.
Yeah, I just want to be a blunt instrument. I just want to be a little bastard. Maybe next week I'm going to be a little bastard.
You want to be a blood wrestle.
Ugh.
I already said it. Class dismissed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Fucking hell. We can't do a whole episode like this.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.